If you made it this far, scan the code and join our life-changing community. Your one mindset shift away from the best decision of your life.
That means when God isolates you from everyone, it's game over. Ooh, it's game over. When he isolates you from everyone else, it is game over. Something amazing is about to happen for you. I am telling you now, don't start adding people. I'm so serious when I say that. Don't start adding people to your life. When he isolates you, it's because he's working on you. There's a transformation that's getting ready to happen. He doesn't want you distracted by the people and the crowds and all of those things. It's the greatest gift that you will ever receive. It's isolation. Here's the thing. Most people think that it's some punishment. So we start running out trying to add people to our lives and doing all of those things. No, it's transformation at the highest level. It's growth at the highest level. When he placed me in a state, I wouldn't be here right now had I not been placed in a state of isolation. Period. All of the thousands of people that I've been able to help and transform their life would have never happened had he not put me in that state of isolation. Again, it's the greatest thing that will ever happen to you. Do not fight that. Don't focus on adding people. Don't think you're being punished. Focus on your growth. Focus on your growth. It's the best thing that will ever happen to you. I'm telling you. Who you are going to become on the other side of that isolation is what you need to be focused on. That's where your focus wants. You want your focus there, not who you are while you're in it. Who are you becoming? I tell you guys this all the time. You have to become great in the dark so that you can become great in the light. You shine in the dark so that you can shine in the light. So your focus is on shining in the dark. Don't just shine when you're outside. Don't just shine when you're with your friends. Don't just shine when you go to the restaurant or you go to the mall or whatever the case may be. No, shine in the dark. Shine when you're not motivated. Shine when there's nobody tapping you on the shoulder to tell you good job. Shine when nobody's high-fiving you. That's when you shine. Because all of that work that you do in the dark gives you the ability to shine in the light. Everything grows in darkness. Everything. Think about what I'm saying. Look at nature. Everything grows in the dark, including you. You were in the dark before you ever came to the light. Were you not in your mother's womb? You were in complete darkness. Couldn't see anything. Boom, here you come. All greatness comes from the dark. Everything great comes from the dark. Celebrate that moment of you being in that state of isolation, of you being away from everybody so that you can come to the surface of being. That blade of grass is in the dark, total darkness. That caterpillar, once he enters that cocoon, total darkness. Everything great happens in the dark. Then you shine in the light. Celebrate coming out of the dark. See, nobody tells us this stuff. Think about what I'm saying. Look at the farmer. Everything he plants is in darkness. Everything. Not a single thing that he plants that's above ground. Right? Think about the tree. Darkness. Everything. That blade of grass. Darkness. You. Darkness. Everything that's planted in the dark. Once it hits the light, it becomes some transformed version of itself. It's amazing. I had to go through that. Total isolation, away from everyone. Away from everyone. It was the most beautiful thing. It's the most beautiful thing. You want to be in the dark so that you can shine in the light, but it's also what you're doing in the dark. I ain't saying just sitting there, just watching everybody live their lives. No, it's what you're doing and the work that you're putting in. And that cocoon, that part right there, Musa, I'm not saying just sit in the dark and do nothing. No, that's your time. That's your time to put in the work. That's your time to grow, right? That's your time to become the self-aware, self-master, all of those things. That's why the Mindset Master community was created. That's why we created the community, so that you have that place that you can go and be in the dark when no one else is seeing the transformation happen. We become a society where we're so focused on showing people how we're growing. We want to post about our growth. We want to put that on our stories. We want people to see what we're doing. No, stop doing that. Move in silence. Show people with your results, not with your words. Show people with your results, not with your words. Right? I'm telling you, become great in the dark, and it's game over when you make it to the light. If you can love yourself enough to be great in the dark, you're going to be exceptional in the light, because that means being great in the dark means that I don't have some force multiplier there. I don't have some motivational speaker there. I don't have someone tapping me on the shoulder. My alarm clock, watch this. My alarm clock, I'm talking about this is real, really how I move. My alarm clock, don't miss this, is on the other side of my room. 9 out of 10 of you guys, your alarm clock is right next to you. Your iPhone is your alarm clock, or your Android is your alarm clock. It sits right on your nightstand, right? You hit that snooze button or you hit that stop button and you stay in the bed. No, I intentionally put my alarm clock on the other side of the room. And I purchased an alarm clock that's so loud that you can't ignore it, which means that I have to literally get out of bed to turn it off. It's on the other side of the room. Watch this. When I turn it off, watch this, Vanny. When I turn the alarm clock off, I have a conversation with myself, because in that moment, I may be still tired. Sometimes I'm writing and doing so much for you guys. I don't get to bed till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I get up at 5. I don't care what's going on. So when I walk to the other side of that room and I turn off that alarm clock, I look back at the bed and I say to myself, you'll never become great if you go get back in that bed. Greatness is not found in that bed. I have to have this conversation with myself repeatedly sometimes, because sometimes I'm so dog tired from being up and shooting videos and recording videos and coaching calls and all of those things and being everything that God created me to be. I've got this huge bed sitting over here, so warm, so comfortable. You got a choice in this moment. You want to become great or you want to be comfortable? Which one you want to do? Come on, coach, which one you want to do? If you go get back in that bed, you don't want it. If you go get back in that bed after walking all the way across this room to turn that alarm clock off, if you go get back in that bed, you are letting every single person down that you've been coaching, that you've been teaching. You're a fraud. What you want to do? I go get in that shower. Once I go get in that shower, it's game over. Come out of that shower, I'm ready. That's what I'm saying. It's what I'm doing in the dark. It's the choices and the decisions and the actions that I take in the dark. That's what matters. You guys are seeing a reflection of what I do in the dark. I don't have a coach. I don't have some force multiplier. I don't have any of that. It's just me and that pen and that pad going at it. That's what I'm saying. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Take your alarm clock. If greatness is something that you are pursuing, love yourself enough today to go get an alarm clock. Not just one, that's just go get an alarm clock that sounds like the fire department is driving through your house right now. And put that alarm clock on the other side of your room, nowhere near you. Okay, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Even if I go to sleep at 1, I'm up at 5. I don't give a damn what's going on. If I go out that night, I'm getting up at 5. You have the energy and the time to go out and entertain, have the energy and the time to get up and go show up and do what God created you to do. So you have to have that conversation with yourself. Doesn't matter. If I go to bed at 2, I'm getting up at 5. I'm getting up at 5. Because everything great happens at 5 a.m. So you got to understand 5 a.m. is quiet. The whole world's quiet. Everything is quiet. That's when your thoughts, that's when you can really tap into your circadian and your ultradian rhythm. It's during that time. It's during that time. Right? And then you make it happen. Whether you praying at that time, you're meditating at that time, give yourself the gift of 5 a.m. I'm telling you, that gift of 5 a.m. is a bad boy. You say, oh, I'm not an early riser, coach. I'm not a morning person. No, that's a limitation you place on yourself. You're not an anything type of person. You are greatness in human form. You're not a this type of person. You're not a that type of person. That's a label you placed on yourself. And the problem with you placing that label on yourself is that it's what you believe. It's not because that's what you are. It's because that's what you believe. And the moment that you believe something, right, the universe, God, put any label on it that you want, is going to start to surround you with all of the evidence needed to support whatever it is you believe. Take them beliefs off of you. You're not a this person or that person. You're a greatness person. You're an exceptional person. That's what you are. I don't place labels on me. I'm not an early person. I'm not a late person. I'm just I'm an everything kind of person. So are you. If you're new to this platform and you're allergic to the truth, if the truth is something that's difficult for you to handle, just scroll on down, because that's what we operate out of on this platform, is universal truth. Some people are allergic to that. Some people don't want to hear that because it bumps up against your programming and conditioning. So you don't want to hear the truth. Real quick, my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness and self-mastery. I specialize in mindset mastery, helping people to become unlocked, helping them to become unleashed. Right? The greatest version of you, you're already in possession of right now. I can't help you become the greatest version of you because you are the greatest version of you already. Well, what's stopping me from experiencing that? The thoughts you entertain, how much you're investing in yourself, how much you're believing in yourself, how much you're showing up for yourself, how much you love yourself. That's what blocks its presence. Again, the worst version of you is available to you as well, but so is the greatest version of you. And what you've got to understand is this: you have to stop settling for good when great was an option that was available to you as well. Because you can't ride the surfboard called good and get to greatness at the same time. Pick a side. Pick a side. If you're going to become great, doing mediocre tasks and activities and thinking and all of that won't get you to that place of greatness. Greatness means sacrifice. Greatness means letting go of whatever it is I'm hanging on to that's slowing me down. And you know what that thing is already. I don't have to tell you. You know what that thing is. Everybody has one thing, at least, that you know you need to stop doing right now. Whether that's some negative habit, whether that's some person that you're giving access to you, whether that's some toxic situation or some toxic relationship. Maybe you're drinking a little bit too much. You're smoking a little bit too much. You're not believing in yourself. You're not showing up for yourself. You procrastinate too much. There's something that you are doing that's blocking greatness's presence in your life right now. I don't know what that thing is, but you do. Maybe you're hanging on to the past and that's the reason. Maybe you procrastinate too much and that's the reason. Maybe you don't believe in yourself and you don't show up for yourself. That's the reason. Maybe you don't invest in the number one asset called you. That's the reason. But there is something there. And it's not a wall, because the wall exists in your mind. You don't have external walls, but the wall in your mind is bigger than any external wall could ever be, because you can't scale that wall. You can only knock it down. And you knock it down through self-awareness and self-mastery. That's how you knock the walls down. You don't climb the wall. You're not trying to get over the wall. You're not trying to climb under the wall. No, you need to obliterate the wall, because it's blocking you from your own greatness. There's something that you have in your life. If you're living in the truth right now, one more time, if you're allergic to the truth, this isn't the platform for you, and I respect that. But there's something there that's stopping you right now, whether it's your relationship with yourself, your relationship with someone else. You procrastinate too much. You doubt yourself too much. You don't invest in yourself. You don't grow. You don't have a growth mindset. What's that thing? Everybody has one thing that they're battling or they're struggling with right now. Some of you guys, and you're not ready to let go of that thing, but what you have to understand is that your next level of life requires you to let go of the last level. If you don't let go of the last level, you'll never make it to the next level, which means you'll stay stuck where you are right now. I have something to work with now. I deal with people that are, oh no, coach, everything's fine. Well, why are you not moving? That don't make sense. You sit here stuck. You're not moving anywhere, but you're telling me that everything is fine. Everything can't be fine. Your results aren't reflective of fine. Your results are reflective of procrastination. Your results are reflective of you scrolling too much on social media. Your results are reflective of you not believing in yourself and you not having the growth mindset. There's something going on that's stopping you from moving forward. Even if that's something that's stopping you from moving forward is a version of yourself that no longer serves you. You have to let go of the version of yourself that no longer serves you. He or she is in the way. Distraction is the new poverty. Wrap your mind around that. I said distraction is the new poverty. I said this, the new poverty. I'm not talking about financial poverty. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about mental poverty. I'm talking about emotional poverty. I'm talking about vision poverty. You can't see because you're poor. I'm not talking about money. Take that out of your mind. We're not talking about money. You can't see because you're poor. You don't actually see with your eyes. Your eyes are the mechanisms that give you the ability to see. You see with your mind. That's what you see with. So when I tell you that distraction is the new poverty, not financial, emotional poverty, mental poverty, vision poverty, that's what I'm talking about. Some people are walking around right now poor. Yeah, you got a few dollars in your pocket. You may have a few dollars in the bank, but you're poor mentally because you are distracted. Not because you're not a good person. It has nothing to do with you being a good person or a bad person. Put that over here. We're not talking about good or bad. We don't have time for that. We're talking about the level of distractions that are in your life currently. Here's what I need you to understand. Social engineering. What does that mean, coach? Everything out there right now, every single social media platform right now as we speak is competing for your time. It's competing for your attention. They don't even want your money. They don't want your money. Facebook didn't charge you a dime to show up, to set up a I said, not a dime. They didn't charge you a dime. Instagram didn't charge you a dime. Well, hold on now. You got to start thinking. You got to start thinking. How can they be in business, have $1 billion valuation, make all of this money, able to buy and acquire all of these other companies and all of that, but they didn't charge you anything? How is that even possible? Because your time and your attention is their currency. They need you to be distracted. They need you to show up and spend as much as of your time and attention as you possibly can on their platform. They don't want to charge you money because if they charge you money, now you're paying attention. So they said, don't make it free. Because your energy, your time, and your attention is so valuable. But you don't see it that way. You only see your money that way. You only see your car that way. You only see the clothes and the jewelry and the accessories and all of that. You're looking at that. They don't even care about that. They don't want any of that. They're like, just give me your time. Just give me your attention. Yeah, that's it. Because if you're distracted, because if you're paying attention to them, who's paying attention to you? I said, if you are paying attention to them, who's paying attention to you? So they are leveraging you. Because the more of your attention and time that they can get, the less you can spend on yourself. They've made it comfortable. They've made it convenient. Oh, it's so convenient for you. We're going to send you notifications. We're going to let you know. Anytime someone's doing anything, we're going to come and alert you so that you can become distracted, so that you can never build your life, so that you can never build your dreams, so that you can never become everything that God has created you to be. We'll have our heaven here on earth while you're hoping for yours one day. Period. When you're watching them, who's watching you? When you're watching them, who's building your life? I'm just asking. What's the name of the person responsible for building your life? When you dive into that ocean called Instagram, when you dive into that ocean called TikTok, when you dive into that ocean called fill in the blank, who's building your life in that moment? When you're building theirs. I'm just asking. It's different if you're jumping into the app to come to a live stream like this. Maybe there's some other live stream like this that you right. So now you're smart. Now you're the one in control, right? Because I'm leveraging something. I'm leveraging your platform to help me become better, stronger, smarter, faster. Makes all of the sense in the world. But if you're sitting around just watching people live their lives and sitting around watching videos and just mindlessly scrolling, you're not smarter at the end of the live. You're not smarter at the end of the this or that. You're just entertaining yourself because you're running away from yourself. That's different. If I'm on a platform, any platform, I'm getting maximum value in that moment. More value than I can receive outside of the platform. I'm a value hunter. I find it in people. I find it in places. I find it in things. If there's no value there, I'm not there. I don't want to watch you play with your cats. I don't want to watch you play with your dogs. I don't want to watch you I don't have time for that. I'm too busy building my tomorrow. But that's exactly what these platforms are doing. They're building their tomorrow off of leveraging your energy and attention, off of keeping you distracted. My job as a coach is to just bring things to your awareness, not to tell you what to do. What you do with the information belongs to you. But you can't pretend that you didn't hear it. You got to understand, Facebook had $1 billion valuation. I said $1 billion valuation before a single user had signed up on the platform. How the hell you do that? How the hell is your company worth $1 billion already and you don't have a customer? Because you're the customer and you're paying them with your time, energy, and attention. And the tragedy is you don't look at it that way. You don't see it as you're paying currency to them. Your time is your currency. You're paying them. You're just not paying them in a way that is causing you to reach in your pocket. So because you don't have to reach in your pocket to them, you say, no, it's free, coach. No, you're paying them. Period. But they tricked you. They tricked you because you look at payment as something that you got to reach in your pocket to do, or something that you got to pull out your debit card to do, or something that you have to write a check to do. So if it's not coming in that form in your mind, it's free. But what you don't understand is that the method of payment that you are paying with is exponentially more powerful than anything that you can reach in your pocket and pull out. I said the method of currency that you're paying them is exponentially more powerful, right? And more valuable than anything that you can reach in your pocket and pull out. They wouldn't even want the money in your pocket. They would tell you, no, don't keep that. Take yourself to lunch or take yourself to go to the movies or go buy yourself a new outfit. That's what they would tell you. No, we don't. No, we don't. I promise you right now. Walk up to Mark Zuckerberg right now and try to give him some money. He doesn't want your money. He wants your time. He wants your energy. He wants your attention. Not your money. Even though you're giving your money, you're just giving it in a different way. So that's why you're blind in this moment, because you don't look at it that way. You say, Coach, I haven't paid for anything. No, you have. The real money you can get back. I'd rather give you the real money because I can go make more of that. I can't make more of the time money. I can't make more of the energy money. I can't make more of the attention money. I can't make that back. And they know that. And they know that. Going back to my original point, now you'll understand the point of what I'm saying. Distraction is the new poverty. Now it should make sense to you. When I first jumped out there and said it, it maybe didn't make sense to you. I bet you it makes sense to you now. I bet you see it now. Do you see it now? Be honest. I want to read. Let me put your answers out there. Do you see it now? Somebody said point taken. Yes, clear. Kia, I see you. Tara, I see you. Okay. Gwen, I see you, Gwen. Lynette, I see you. Yeah, that part right there. Okay, I just want to make sure enough of you guys have seen it, so I know the point has been. Again, one more time, distraction is the new poverty, not financial poverty, right? But mental poverty, emotional poverty, vision poverty, right? If you were, let me ask you a $1 billion question. $1 billion question deserves a $1 billion answer. Don't just jump out there and answer the question. If you were a business, would you invest in you right now? Be honest. I said, if you were a business as you are currently constructed, would you invest in you? See, you don't have a problem investing in Amazon. You had an opportunity to invest in Amazon. You'd invest in Amazon. Because you see what the business model is predicated on. You see the level of consistency and dedication and focus and determination and visionaries and all of those things. You see it with the Apples of the world. You trust that product. You see it with the Nikes of the world. You trust that product. You see it with the Googles of the world. You trust the product. Do you trust yourself? Are you consistent enough in your own life? Are you showing up in your own life? Are you the visionary in your own life, right? Do you have that growth mindset in your own life? Are you the driving force, right? That's what we're talking about. All of the most successful companies have all of that. They're not better than you. They just are bringing certain qualities, certain traits, certain attributes to the moment, right? That give them a result that maybe you don't receive right now. That's all I'm saying. That part right there, when we say we're going to work out and we don't work out. We say we're going to start the business, we don't start the business. We say we're going to read the book, we don't read the book. We say we're going to go to the seminar, we don't go to the seminar. We say we're going to leave the relationship, we don't leave the relationship. This is the reason why. And what we don't understand is that you're already a business. That's how Amazon is looking at you. That's how Facebook is looking at you. That's how Instagram is looking at you. That's how TikTok is looking at you. You're already a business. You're a business to them. They're doing business with the business called you. You are a business to them, even though if you don't have some physical business, some brick and mortar, some online business or whatever the case may be, you are a business out to speak. You are a walking, talking billboard for the brand called you. You are a brand right now. And this is what I need you. I said you are a brand right now. And we're damn if you don't own a business. You are a brand right now. Watch this. Watch this. If I were to mention Apple and Google and you know, and TikTok and Instagram, you'd have all of these amazing things to say. All of these amazing things that you could attach, right? Whether it's Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci, Christian Dior, whatever the case may be, all of these 5-star businesses, you would have all of these amazing things to attach to those businesses. But watch this. The people that you are surrounded by, the same way that you would attach certain labels to Instagram if I ask you about Instagram, or certain labels to Amazon if I were to ask you about Amazon. This is what I need you to catch. Don't miss this. Don't miss this. There are the people that you are surrounded by most. Look at you the same way they look at Amazon. Look at you the same way they look at Pepsi or Coke. In other words, there are labels that are attached to your name by the people that you know, by the people that you work with, by the people that you call a friend, and all of those things like that. They place labels on you the same way. Whether they call you a procrastinator, they say that you're dishonest, they say that you're loving, they say that you don't show up for yourself, they say that you're not a hard worker, they say that you're not a fill in the blank. This is what I'm saying. The business called you is critically important from this moment moving forward to shift the energy with respect to who you are and who you are becoming, to set the standard with respect to how you engage with people, how you engage with yourself, most importantly, because every single person, the same way they have an experience with Amazon, they're having an experience with you too. The same way that they have an experience with TikTok or Google, they're having an experience with you too. They're labeling the same way they label those companies, they label you as well. Now, they may not tell you that, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. But there are certain labels that are already attached to your name in their minds. And I can promise you, the labels that you placed on yourself are nowhere near the labels that someone else has placed on you. This is why when I come as a coach, I show up 5-star. If I'm teaching my client, I'm 5-star, because that's my brand. No differently than that's my business. I can't show up late. I can't show up small. I can't not be what I'm supposed to be. I have to be 5-star. Excellence is what I have to bring to the moment. Period. That's what I'm going to get when I deal with Amazon. That's what I'm going to get when I deal with Apple. That's what I get when I deal with TikTok. They bring me excellence. I can't complain about that. Bring excellence to your life as well. Because again, people are already attaching labels to you right now as we speak. Let me say this. I gotta say it. There are too many people chasing outcomes without becoming the version of themselves that deserves the outcome. I said there are too many people chasing outcomes that have yet to become the version of themselves that's worthy of that particular outcome. I get people that show up in my lives. Coach, I want a McLaren. Teach me how to get a McLaren. Develop a McLaren mentality first. Coach, I want a Rolls Royce. Develop a Rolls Royce mentality first. Coach, I want to live in a mansion. Will you get me a mansion? Coach, I want a jet. Get a jet mentality first. You want the thing without ever having the mindset that brings that thing to your life. You don't get the jet without the jet mentality. You don't get the Lambo without the Lambo mentality. You don't get the Rolls Royce without the Rolls Royce mentality. Become a Rolls Royce caliber person first. If that's what you want, whatever your thing is. Too many people are chasing things without becoming the version of themselves that's worthy of having access to the thing. That's the point not to be missed. Again, there are too many people chasing outcomes without becoming the version of themselves that deserves those outcomes. You want the promotion, the income, the lifestyle, the significant other, but you're showing up with yesterday's habits and last year's mindset. You want the life, you want the significant other, right? You want the husband, you want the wife, you want the money, you want the house, you want the car, but you're still walking around with yesterday's habits. You're still walking around with yesterday's mindset. But you want all of the future things. That's what I'm saying. Become what you want to attract. How are you going to have the Lamborghini or the Rolls Royce or the 5-star husband or the 5-star wife if you're a 2-star person? How do you get that? I've never seen that in my life. One more time, you want the promotion, the income, the lifestyle, the significant other, but you're showing up with yesterday's habits and last year's mindset. The world is moving fast, and if you're not evolving, you're dissolving. I said the world is moving fast, and if you're not evolving, you're dissolving. Anything that's not growing is dying. Just go look out in nature. Anything that's no longer growing is dying. Most people aren't growing. They're the same version of themselves that they were last year and the year before that and the year before that. You're not growing. If you're not growing, you're dissolving. I ain't saying you're a bad person. I'm just telling you what's happening to you. And then you wonder why this person walks out of your life. You wonder why this person stops loving you. You wonder why this person cheated on you and all of that. The experience called you is boring. They already had the experience called you. It's the same thing day in and day out, same habits, same routines. You get up in the morning, you do the same things, and then nobody wants to be committed to mediocrity. I'm going to tell you that now. No one wants to be committed to mediocrity. Especially if that person has a mindset where they want greatness in their life. You comfortable with mediocrity, that person is going to go. You got to understand this. The spiritual being in you is exceptional. Greatness is the foundation that the spiritual being on you and you stands on. Your start point is greatness. I don't give a damn if you ain't got $2 in your pocket. I don't care if we're talking about the homeless man sleeping in the park right now. At any point in time, that man can wake up and have an idea and have burning desire and passion and be running the whole side of the world somewhere. That's why you never count people out. I don't count anyone out. Any person with a pair of blue jeans can change the world right now. If just with a pair of blue jeans and an LLC, that's all you need. You are always one decision away from the best decision you have ever made in your life. I said one decision away. I walk through life like that. I walk through life knowing and understanding that I'm always one decision away from the best decision I've ever made. I'm always one live stream away from my greatest breakthrough and my greatest discovery. I'm always one handshake away, right, from being connected to a force multiplier. So I walk through life looking like that. Whether it's the homeless person, whether it's the billionaire over here in the corner, everyone has something to teach you. You are a student to everyone. We don't have time to be labeling people and this person's good and this person's bad. No, you got to understand, because the homeless person can end up running circles around the billionaire the moment that he or she wakes up. Burning desire is a bad boy. I've seen it happen. Tyler Perry was homeless at one point in time. Look at what he's doing. He's running all of Hollywood. Homeless. So I know what homeless can do. I've seen it. If you are the asset, and you are, I said you're the asset. The problem is, do you understand that? I don't mean understand it on a conscious level, from your ego personality. Everybody says that. Everyone says that. Oh, coach, I'm an asset. Oh, coach, I'm a queen. Oh, coach, I'm a king. And then you start jumping in these relationships and all of that goes out of the window. Again, if you are the asset, your number one priority has to be investing in yourself like you would a high performance company. If you are the asset, right? Then your mindset has to be investing in yourself like you would a high performance company. You would invest in a high performance company. Why wouldn't you invest in yourself? You would invest in Amazon. You would invest in Google right now if you had the opportunity. You would invest in Uber and Lyft and all of that if you had the opportunity. Why not invest in the high performance asset called you? Because last time I checked, your asset, the gift that's in you, whatever that gift is that you're carrying right now, might end up being 10 times more powerful than anything that we have access to right now. So again, your number one priority has to be investing in yourself like you would a high performance company. Start walking through life right now like the high performance company that you are, because that's what you are. You are a walking, talking billboard for the brand called you. You are a brand in this moment. People are placing the same labels on you that they do on Apple and Google and Uber and all of that. I said that's what they do. Every single person has multiple labels attached to you. Some of them may be good, some of them may be bad, some of them may all be good. The point not to be missed is it's the same way that people score companies is the same way they're scoring you. Whether they think that you're a procrastinator, or they think that you're a go-getter, or they think that you're a hustler, or they think that you go hard, they think that you're loving, kind, and compassionate, they think that you go big, they think that whatever they think about you are the same type of thoughts that they're having about an Amazon or about a Pepsi or about a Nike or fill in the blank. So start moving through life. Let me say this, because this is important. I got to say this with my whole spirit. I said, you're the high performance company right now. You're the I don't give a damn if your company's not making money right now. That doesn't have anything to do with it. God already gave you the business. Your brain is the business. You are a walking, talking ATM machine in this moment. Every single thought that you follow up with action and belief that materializes into something ends up becoming your currency. Look at it like that. This is not a play on words. This is not wordplay here. Okay, this is not, think about what I'm saying. You are where's the money come from? Where's it coming from? It's coming from your thoughts. It is the byproduct of your thoughts. Where'd the car come from? The byproduct of your thoughts. Where'd the house come from? Where'd the apartment come from? Where'd the clothes come from? Where'd the jewelry come from? From your mind. You are a walking, talking ATM machine in this moment. You are already the business. Your business produces things. If you are sitting in your house right now and you say, Coach, I don't have an article of clothing. Coach, I don't have a toothbrush. I don't have nothing in my closet. I don't have a car. I don't have a home. I have nothing. Then you would be accurate. I can tell you right now, and I'm not even sitting with you. You've got stuff all around you right now. You've lost things. You got more things on the way. So you're already the business. What is the business called you producing? But that's not what I want to talk about. That's not important. Let's set that over here for a second, because I don't want us to lose sight of where I'm going with this. That's okay if it's not producing anything right now. It doesn't negate the fact that you are the business. That's what I'm saying. Look at yourself as the high performance business that you are. You may not be producing things in this moment, but you have produced many things. You may have even produced other people. That's how powerful your business is. Amazon can't produce a person. You can. You can produce an Amazon and a person all at the same time. You can produce an Amazon, a Google, a Coke, and a Pepsi, and a child all at the same time if you are a woman. Stop looking at yourself and placing all these limitations on you. That's what's hurting you. The way that you look at yourself, the way that you think about yourself, that's what's crushing you right now. Not reality, just you. I'm talking about baby in one hand, on the phone with the accountant on the other hand. You can do it all, but you can't do it as long as you keep placing limitations on yourself. The high performance company. What you wouldn't see if you were to walk into the Apples of the world, the Googles of the world, the Facebooks of the world, right? The Nikes of the world, what you wouldn't see happening at those companies would be abuse, would be disrespect. You wouldn't walk into the lobby of those companies and see that. Everything would be so clean. Everything would be so neat, right? Everything would be so organized, right? Huge buildings and all of that. Everyone playing their role. What you wouldn't see is the disrespect or the abuse. And you shouldn't see it with your business either. That's the point not to be missed. The same way you wouldn't see it walking in Amazon right now, walking in Pepsi right now, walking in Nike right now, walking in Coke right now. The same way you wouldn't see it there. And the same way you wouldn't tolerate it there. Don't tolerate it with the business called you as well. That's the point not to be missed. Like I said again, you wouldn't see it happening there. Don't see it happening with the business called you. And again, when you're walking through life and you start to see yourself, right, as that high performance business that you are, because again, your business is already producing. Even if you're not doing anything in this moment, it has produced in the past. Some of you guys are authors now. Some of you guys are coaches. Some of you guys are content creators. Some of you guys are fill in the blank, right? My point not to be missed is that your business is always producing. Your business, God has already given you the business, right? Like I said, you are a walking, talking ATM machine. Some of you guys are musicians, right? And you've created communities and different things like that. You have all these amazing things going on. Look at your business that way. We've been programmed and conditioned to think that the business is the thing outside of us, is the business that is the thing that we create, right? The thing that other people have access to. No, the business is you. How are you treating your business? How are you growing your business? How are you investing in your business? That's the whole point not to be missed. And what are you allowing other people to do in the relationship that other people have with your business? Is it a 5-star relationship like you would have if you went to Amazon, or you were to go to Netflix, or you were to go to some other 5-star company? Is it the same type of relationship? Be honest. Because we'll accept things from people that we wouldn't accept at a 5-star restaurant. If you were to go to a 5-star restaurant right now, and that waiter was disrespectful, or that waitress was disrespectful, you wouldn't tolerate it. But we'll tolerate it in our own lives. You'll tolerate it with yourself, but you wouldn't tolerate it at the restaurant. You would ask to see the manager immediately. But you don't do that because you're the manager. So in that moment when this person is disrespecting you, or this person is saying something that's not in alignment with who you are ultimately trying to become, we don't do anything. We accept that and we tolerate that. Why? Because you have an emotional attachment to this person. You're so attached to the person, you don't want to lose the person, so you tolerate the disrespect. You tolerate things that you shouldn't tolerate. That's the point not to be missed. Let me say this real quick. Again, distractions is the new poverty. Here's what's crazy. Most people are broke, not because they lack money. They're not broke because they lack money. They're broke because they lack focus. Everything is competing for your energy and attention right now. That's your currency, your time, energy, and attention. Everyone is competing against for that. Even when you jump into a relationship, what do you think that person wants from you? What do you think they want? They want your time, energy, and attention. Bottom line. Everything wants your time, energy, and attention. And so a person might say, well, coach, no, they want me. No, they want your time, energy, and attention. Because if you're in that relationship and you're sitting in a house, let me qualify what I'm saying. If you're sitting in a relationship and you're in the house and you're sitting on the couch, you don't talk to this person. You're not giving them, see, you can be in the same room with a person and not give them your time, energy, and attention. You do it all the time. You've been sitting in all types of waiting rooms at the dentist's office and waiting rooms at the ER and the hospital and all of those things. You're not talking to the people in there. You're not giving them their time, energy, and attention. You're giving them your physical presence, but you're not giving them your time, energy, and attention. So they're not getting you in that moment. No, you consist of your time, energy, and attention. So you can be in a home. That's why most people in relationships are lonely right now. You're lonely in the relationship, even though you're sitting close to your partner. You're lonely in that relationship because that person isn't giving you their time, energy, and attention. They're giving you their physical presence, but not their time, energy, and attention. No more than if you were sitting at the dentist's office with somebody. You're not talking to the lady next to you. You're not giving her anything. She has access to your presence, but not your time, energy, and attention. That's the real you. Does that make sense? I'm telling you, you can literally be sitting in a room right now with your significant other. Stop giving them your time, energy, and attention. The first thing they're going to ask you is this: what's wrong with you? That's the first thing that will come out of their mouth. What's wrong with you? What they're saying is that why aren't you giving me your time, energy, and attention? That's what they're saying. Without saying it, that's what they're saying. Literally, that's what they're saying. You just sitting there minding your own business. Maybe you reading the book. Maybe you just looking out the window. The first thing they think something's wrong. Why? Because you're not giving them that. Everybody wants that. That's the point not to be missed.
If you made it this far, scan the code and join our life-changing community. Your one mindset shift away from the best decision of your life.